Good morning from Big Sky Country. It's a rainy day here on Sunday of Memorial Weekend. So I did get a little bit of yard work done yesterday. We were hoping to do more today. That's not going to happen. It's coming down pretty good today. A couple of weeks ago, I asked for suggestions on some video ideas. I had several people ask about my Lego collection and asking if they could see, especially the stuff that I have built using spare parts. So I went around the shop and got a whole bunch of videos. I went in the house and shot a couple more because we have Lego sets everywhere. And I hope you enjoy seeing some of the stuff that we've put together over the years. Part of my collection includes the Star Wars micro figures, which I have on top of my stack-ons. And I have pretty much the complete set. I have some more on my table. I've got to scoot everything down to make room for those. And then on the shelf above that, I have some creator sets. And then these are the sets that I rebuilt for my son. So some of the parts came from his Lego, but most of the minifigs and a lot of the unique parts came from Bricklink. On this other side, we have some power miner sets. We did build quite a few of the power miners, if not all of them, and we've resold a few of them. These are just the ones I haven't taken apart yet to resell. These were built from parts out of my inventory and buying parts on Bricklink. The other ones that we rebuilt from our inventory and from Bricklink was the Indiana Jones sets. I think there's 2 sets there if I remember right. Part of my passion is RVs and cabins, so my husband bought me these 2 creator sets to add to my collection. Above these stack-ons are quite a few that I've put together through our inventory and buying parts on Bricklink. This is the superhero set, and you probably can't see it, but there is a Deadpool in there. And the Deadpool I actually got off an eBay auction of minifigures. I noticed Deadpool was in there. I knew how much Deadpool costs, and I bid a whole bunch and was actually able to get that lot, and we were able to sell all the stuff that wasn't Deadpool. This is a city set that I really liked. It's the Ranger set, and this little guy cost me quite a bit of money. He's very unique. There's not a lot of them out there, but I really like this set. This is one I'm going to probably hang on to, the Ranger set. And down on this end, that was one of the first sets that I bought, and it really got me into the treehouse theme. So I bought the next one that came out, and then I rebuilt the Friends one on the end from inventory and Bricklink, as well as this helicopter, the Ranger helicopter. This I may resell. I like it, but not enough to take space up on my shelf. And then we have a couple of my husband's smaller Technic sets, which we're going to resell as well. As I've said before, these are the 2 sets were the reason that I got to buying and selling on Bricklink, is I wanted to rebuild these 2 sets for my son. And of course he was missing a lot of the parts, all the minifigures and that sort of thing. That's the reason I started selling, was so that I could sell the parts I didn't need to get the parts I did need. And I've said that story before, but that's the whole reason I started selling. We built this one. This one also I'm giving to my son because it's about the same time period as some of the other sets that he has. I'm holding on to them because he just does not have the space to have these set up, and plus they're really cool, so I kind of like to have them on my shelf. So this one is also his. This is another one that was built from my inventory and from Bricklink. We had gotten the base plate and we built from there. This is another one my son had when he was about 10, so I went ahead and rebuilt that one. This is the one that helped me realize the difference between light gray and light bluish gray. So thanks to that one. And then we also have these sets down here that I've rebuilt for him. These 2 here. So, and like I said, some of it came out of his toy box. Some of it came out of our inventory, and a lot of it came from Bricklink. So those are reset as well. And behind all the boxes, there's a set of the Arctic from a couple years ago. The only thing I'm missing is the ship, and it's something I would love to get, but now it probably cost me too much to get that. Another one I rebuilt was this model home. I just really love the look of it. And this one also took a long time to get the parts for, just because there's a lot of windows on it. So that took me the longest to get those parts, but I really love the way this came out, and it's probably one of my more favorite builds too. So, and it's right next to the one that is the first set that I bought. I was given a set which got me hooked, and this was the first set that I bought and put together. And this, between the one my friend gave me and this one, that's what got me hooked on Lego. So the sets I'm most proud of are my modular buildings, most of which I buy new and have since the pet store set came out. Those were all new. These are the newer ones. And the ones that I bought new, the one that I rebuilt from inventory and Bricklink is the Grand Emporium and the Fire Brigade. And those two took a really long time because I had to buy the parts from multiple stores and buy the manuals and that sort of thing. So it took quite a while to get all the parts to build those. The other three that I'm still working on are the Town Hall, the Cafe Corner, and the Green Grocer. And I do have the Town Hall started, so we'll whip over and look at that. So far, this is all I've gotten done on the Town Hall. Basically just the plate is done. Don't even really have the first floor done yet because I was missing one of these little arches, so I needed to buy another one for there, and I really couldn't continue until I got that. And I needed to replace a lot of the white parts that I had just because they were faded and I didn't want to use them on this build. So what about the Green Grocer and the Cafe Corner? Let me show you. As you can see, I have a box dedicated just to sets that I still need parts for. And inside this are quite a few sets that I'm still waiting for parts. But as you can see, I have this big bag for the Cafe Corner. This is all the parts that I have collected so far for that. So that is getting close to having all the parts. I'm still missing a lot of the light bluish gray bricks on that one. And then for the Green Grocer, as you can see, I've got a lot of parts for the Green Grocer, but I'm sure you will notice the one major part that is missing are all the sand green parts that are needed to make it the Green Grocer. So those I do not have. And like I said, this is my dream set. I don't know if I'll ever complete it. I may just get to the point where I get tired of trying to collect the parts and just resell these. Or I may just try, like I said before, to order page by page. You know, look at the first page, figure out what I need, order those parts, and just do that until I get all the parts that I need for it. We'll see. I still don't know. I go back and forth because it's getting really expensive to get these parts, and I'm not even anywhere close to having enough to even start it yet. So we'll see. There's a couple other sets in here, but I believe they're ones that I'm going to be selling, except for this one. This one will be added to my son's collection. It's one of the system ones that are from his time period, and I'm holding on to all of them for him until he can find some space to get them set out, which may be a while. Got to get the kids out of the house so they can dedicate a room. And then I have just a couple of newer sets I'm trying to just get one or two parts for. And then I also have the Bandit Secret Hideout that I'm still getting parts for. So, and there's a couple other ones in there too. But that's what I do with all the parts as I'm collecting them. I just put them into these bags, in bags, inside bags. I try to keep them sorted by color, but that doesn't always work. When I'm not in the mood to get this big box down and grab the bag, I do have little bags over here that I put them in until I can get them sorted. So there's the cafe corner and there's some for the greengrocer. So I'm in the house in my husband's computer room, also the place where he does all the minifigs. And you can see he has a collection of the Scooby-Doo. He's not quite sure what he's going to do with this because he was really hoping they would come out with more other than just that one series. So he's debating on whether to keep it or just pack it up and save it. So we'll decide later. And I'm short, but there's a couple of smaller Technic sets up there too as well. Over in his work area, and I'll have to back up so I can show you all of this. Most of these are ones he's bought, but there's a couple that we put together through buying on Bricklink in our inventory, which is this Star Wars ship, and I can't remember the name of it, but that was quite a big build. And then Jabba's barge we built as well because we had a whole bunch of the parts that came in a box, and so we just decided to finish it out. And of course, Jabba himself was quite expensive to get, but it finished out the set. So we've got all the parts for that. The roller coaster is in shambles because we foster kittens, and we had Kittenzilla one year that destroyed his roller coaster. And the idea is once he's done, or most of the way through the minifigs, he will move this stuff, and then we'll put all of the fairground stuff on this black table, but that's not going to happen for a while. Oh, and I have a visitor that I need to kick out because he's also not minifigure friendly. Okay, I got the foster kitten out, but Mr. can stay because he's just napping. He's not in the way. Over on his other shelves, he has some of the sets that he's collected. He's got a lot of the bigger Technic sets because I usually get those for him for Christmas. And the Monster Fighter ones are ones that we built from our inventory and Bricklink. And I think he's got all of the Monster Fighter stuff except for maybe one or two of the poly bags. But he has all the rest of the sets that came with that Monster Fighter set. He really likes that series. Okay, this is Walter. We're in my scrapbook room, and I have some shelves in here with Lego as well. And by the way, Walter is our newest adoptee, and he's a little tripod kitty. He had his back leg removed, so he's very friendly. He loves us. He hates strangers, but he loves us, and that's all that matters. So on the shelf above the futon, I have some more that we have built from our inventory and from Bricklink. Again, I end up buying a lot more parts on Bricklink than I have in my inventory to complete these sets, but I have a couple of pirate sets, and just ignore the dust. I have not been in here for a while. And I also have Wally, but I bought him new, and I also have the Ghostbusters car, and I have the Beetle, and I have some other planes. But this helicopter is the one I wanted to show you. That one came almost complete in an eBay auction I bought. I only had to take a few parts out of inventory and just buy a few parts on Bricklink to complete that. And it does have a motor, so the propeller turns as well. And I've had that one for quite a while. That's Louie, and that is Huey, and this is Dewey. And there are 3 foster kittens. And Huey and Dewey will be leaving us tomorrow, but Louie's going to stay with us for another week because he's not quite big enough to get neutered and be adopted yet. So that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.